Thank you for coming. We are here today to tell them that this is Africa and Africa is not America.
Yes.
We don't want them to interfere in our matters.
Yes.
And we are not interfering in their matters.
Yes.
So America should stop the nonsense they're doing.
Yes.
If they ever dare touch one single hair of Traoré, they will meet all Africans on their way.
Yes.
That's the reason that we are here.
Yes.
Please, my people, let remain inside the topic.
Yeah.
So now, this is how we are going to continue.
If there is anyone who ever doubted the resolve of Africa to be united, then this is your time to rethink your decision, because Africa is getting united under Captain Ibrahim Traore. A lot of people from the continent have voiced their support for this great African son, and he's made them proud by standing to his guard and saying that colonization is something that cannot be tolerated anymore. We know that the Western nations, their main agenda in Africa is continuing to exploit and plunder the resources within the continent of Africa. But then we are having youthful leaders coming up and they are saying enough is enough. The unity that has been seen in the Sahel region is galvanizing a whole continent to make sure that they fight against imperialism and the neocolonial tendencies that countries like France, United States, and even Britain are continuing to perpetuate within the African continent. I am happy with what I'm seeing, and I think also as a Pan-Africanist, if you are a lover of Africa, you are also happy with what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. There are many people who have voiced their support for him, and they have talked about how he is a leader that must be respected and must be protected at all costs. In today's video, I'm going to play for you a speech that he made in Niamey, Niger, where he was speaking about why the unity within the African continent is necessary and that the Western nations that have continued to take advantage of Africa have no opportunity to continue with their vice within the continent. After that, you're going to watch some of the reactions from African Americans, Black people who are voicing their support for this great gentleman. Let's watch this, then come back and share our thoughts.
They enjoy saying it every year in their economic surveys. Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we take the case of Niger, for over 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us. When you go to our states, our lands are riddled with holes, everywhere in search of precious metals like gold, but often there isn't even the slightest accessible road to reach the areas where they exploit gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples. But when we decided to do so, well, we were approached by some armchair slaves to deliver the message of their master, because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the head of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it's inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to fall in line, to become part of the elite that must lead Africa. Because they have a trained and conditioned elite that they must follow, who are embedded in that chain. We refused to fall in line with them. And from then on, hostilities began. They have infiltrated our areas with several mercenaries, trainers. Agents have descended into the Sahel, hoping to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, hoping to incite them to revolt. In addition to these on-the-ground attacks, Communication attacks, manipulation, and disinformation are rampant in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and never again will they be manipulated. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake and fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being waged. This never makes us cry. We will not tremble. We will face it. We will fight for true independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of AS, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local lackeys are only elected in a democratic, free, and transparent process, according to them, their values. What could be more normal? That they want to impose this on us, because they are the ones who set the rules. Very well. We have decided to take responsibility for ourselves. That's why on July 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the armchair slaves and their masters got on their high horses. They put their local lackeys forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to attack Niger will face us, because we will wage a relentless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our states. This statement, this decision we made yesterday is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus, the AES was born on September 16th, 2023, within a framework of mutual defense. But we deemed it necessary to extend and expand the architecture of the AES. What brings us together today should allow us to venture into other areas beyond defense, notably finance and economy, infrastructure, health, education, and so on. I hope that these moments will be a story we write for the AES, but especially for Africa and the entire world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us. And above all, when we carry out our work, let us keep one thing in mind: the supreme interest of our populations. With that, we pray once again to the good Lord to accompany us all in our various tasks, to protect our fighters, who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and discuss the future of our states. Once again, thank you, people of Niger. Be united and in solidarity. People of the AES, the homeland or death.
America, this is our time to stand behind our brother Traoré. We all been down too long and too bad. If you speaking French, you speaking English, you need to listen up. The world has changed if you do your history. Power has shifted from left to right. German in power, French in power, these people in power, these people in power. But one thing that ain't changed after all these years, they've been taken from the Africa, the motherland. Back in the early days, it was the people that was extracted from there to help build Norfolk America. Now it's the raw materials to keep this facade up in the West, to keep it how we live going. Everything is coming from Africa. French is poor, America is really poor. Ain't no natural resources here. They getting them from Africa and keeping Africa poor. Taking and then selling it back. And we made America, y'all. So it's time to stand for this brother here. Because when he see us standing and going for him, he go harder. Salute to Ibrahim Traore. Thank you, my brother. We need more like you, young man. I'm 44, you 37, and I really love what you're doing.
I spoke officially for the son of Africa, Muammar Gaddafi. Today, I speak up, albeit not officially, for another son of Africa, Ibrahim Traore. They came for Gaddafi and killed him. They killed Sankara before that, Lumumba. They went after Samora Machel and many, many others of our revolutionary sons. We must not allow them to come after our son and brother, Ibrahim Traore. He is leading a genuine African revolutionary liberation project. He wants to have control for all Africans over our natural resources. He wants Africans to be united, to have African sovereignty, not just political or military, but African economic sovereignty. They come after him not because of democracy or human rights or stability, but to destroy his liberation project. Exactly what they did with Gaddafi, exactly what they did with Sankara, what they did with Samora Machel, what they did with Nkrumah of Ghana, and many, many other sons of Africa. Today, we must stand up. We must fight. Come with us to support the revolution in the Sahel region of our continent. Come to say no to imperialist forces of the West that keeps trying to maintain its hegemony and control over our continent. We must stand together.
Faso have gathered in support of the nation's leader. The footage are showing crowds of people gathering in the capital, waving Burkinabe flags. The country's president responded to Western allegations that his government was hoarding natural resources and essentially says he and his nation are not slaves. Earlier, we heard from a local reporter who was at this rally, highlighting that Ibrahim Traore has the people's support.
The population stood up, the population stand up to say we don't need interference of Western countries anymore in our country. We support our president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, to defend the country, to develop the country, and to take off the country of slavery. That's what most of protesters said this morning when we met them. And the government of Burkina Faso responded positively to this demonstration, and there is a delegation of ministers that are here. We have seen 3 ministers, the minister in charge of communication, the minister in charge of infrastructure, and the minister in charge of territorial administration. So they came to support this demonstration, to say that what you are doing to support us will also stand up to support you populations, because we are here for you.
I'm Nina from Ghana, and we are here to march in support and in solidarity of our brother, our father, our savior, our angel, Captain Ibrahim Traore. We are sending a message, a strong warning to the Western world. It's time for you to pack bags and baggage and leave out of our country. You bomboclats, it's time for you to leave our country. We are wiser now. We're waking up from our slumbers, and we are wiser now. So you can't cheat us again. You can't sit on our gold mines again. Get up, pack your bags and goodies and leave. We are in support. So Traore, we are in full support. We are in support with you in prayer, in spirit, and in body. I'm Nina from Ghana, speaking on behalf of my motherland. So it's the message that we are sending across to the bombo-clad man. Pack your bags and leave. We are wiser now. Thank you very much. Africa, unite. Africa, unite. Africa, unite. No more imperialism, no more capitalism. It is time for us to work.
They said they were going to save Libya. Today, let's go to Libya and compare Libya to that of when Omar Gaddafi was ruling Libya, and we'll find out the differences. Today, Libya is in tatters. Libya is going down. Right now that we have seen another leader in Africa rising up to serve the interests of the people, America is back again. If America wants to save somebody, they can go to South Sudan. If America wants to save somebody, they can go to Congo. If America indeed want to save themselves, it will be better off than they coming to save Burkina. No Burkinabe is saying that they need their help and they should go out of Burkina. That's what we are saying.
I don't know if you guys feel it, but the time for Africa has come. The time for Africa has arrived. I'm so excited. I saw this 3-5 years ago. The time for Africa has come. Africa unites, because we are moving right out of Babylon. Hey, and we're going to our father's land. Today, Africans marched in unity. Africans marched not based on tribalism. Africans marched not based on partisan politics. Africans marched to save a life, to save a leader. Ibrahim Traore, hands off Ibrahim Traore. We are the children of Rasta man. Africa unites, because we are moving right out. But Mali knew what he was talking about. We didn't understand. Kwame Nkrumah knew what he was talking about. We didn't understand. Thomas Sankara knew what he was talking about. We didn't understand. Now our eyes have opened. The conscience of a black man is awakened, and we are marching in solidarity today with Burkina Faso. Burkina Bay, who knew a small country like Burkina Faso, but because of our general, Ibrahim Traore, the whole world will hear about it. I told you guys that we've come into a time of transparency and accountability, and this is what you are seeing. This is the Afritude movement, where we are raising a generation of people to have an African attitude. No more are we going to be ashamed of this skin. No more are we going to be ashamed of our blackness. No more. We are going to walk in it in pride. Africa must unite, hook or crook. Peace out, and this is the Afritude movement.
Various organizations will also take the floor and show you how they help Burkina and the whole Africa, because we don't want what has happened to Kwame Nkrumah, Sankara.
My name is Black Coffee. I'm a media personality in Ghana. Since I was in my 20s, I have been a Pan-Africanist. I used to write for New African magazine. I was always promoting Africa. I've been for her. I'm a Pan-Africanist. And so there's no way I can sit down and watch France or USA kill another African leader. France alone have killed 22 African presidents. France alone, not USA combined. France alone have killed 22 African leaders. Anytime African leader wants to work for the people, France and UK and USA will interfere. Why? Americans don't all like Trump. They don't all like Macron in France, but you don't see us going to kill them. And so enough is enough. We read the history books about Sankara. We read about Lumumba. We read about Nkrumah. We've read about them. I'm not going to sit down for my great-grandchild to read about Traoré being killed. So as long as I am alive, I will stand and fight for Africa. I'm not walking just like this. This be a spiritual battle. We have gone to the rivers. We have called the ancestors. We are fighting for Africa, and that is why I am here. There's no way I will live and watch them kill Traoré. Touch Ibrahim Traoré, you touch every black person in the world. We will not take it. France, the USA, bugger off and leave Africa alone. That's why I'm here.
Wow, what a great reception by Africans and the world at large, because Traoré has become a symbol of unity, a symbol of defiance against Western capitalism and even neo-colonial practices that they want to have in the African continent. This is something that must be commended at all cost. I think Ibrahim Traore is going to be one person that will be remembered for his ability to unite the African continent with one accord on rejecting neo-colonial practices within the continent. He has called for unity among the African people, and he wants Africans to be respected, because if you look at how we are considered or even how we are called economically, African countries are always referred to as developing countries, and therefore that means we don't have anything. But then if you look at the flip side of it, you find that the natural resources that are used to promote development in all those developed countries have been plundered from Africa. If this development that is being seen in developed world was genuine, then Africa would also be at par with them. In fact, even way ahead of them, because it means the natural resources would be gotten from Africa, taken to those countries for development. And then that means we would be getting revenues from them. But then because they are stealing all our resources, they still have that ability to call us developing countries. I think we have to wait and see how things are going to pan out. Otherwise, let's continue being in solidarity with the spirit of Traoré, remembering people like Kwame Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you.